Picture this. You want to conquer the world, build an empire, achieve greatness, but you also want to binge watch Netflix and scroll through social media for hours. Sound familiar? Well, what if I told you that ancient samurai warriors, the most disciplined fighters in history, actually had strategies that lazy but ambitious people can use today? Stay with me because these aren't your typical productivity hacks. Most people think samurai were just obsessed with discipline and grinding 24/7. That's completely wrong. The greatest samurai understood something that modern hustle culture completely misses. Sustainable excellence comes from working smarter, not harder. They knew how to channel their energy efficiently, strike at the perfect moment, and create systems that required minimal ongoing effort but delivered maximum results. And let me share something that will blow your mind. The legendary samurai Miyamoto Musashi wrote the Book of Five Rings while living in a cave as a hermit. He wasn't grinding in some corporate office or attending endless meetings. He found a way to create his masterpiece while living an incredibly simple, almost lazy lifestyle. This is the samurai approach we need to understand. The first samurai lesson for ambitious, lazy people is what I call the single strike philosophy. Traditional samurai spent years mastering one perfect cut that could end a battle instantly. They didn't learn 1,000 mediocre techniques. They perfected one devastating move. For lazy, ambitious people, this means identifying the one action in your field that creates disproportionate results and mastering that instead of spreading yourself thin across dozens of activities. Think about it this way. Instead of trying to be active on every social media platform, posting constantly and burning yourself out, what if you mastered just one platform? Instead of reading 50 productivity books, what if you implemented one system perfectly? The samurai knew that one perfect strike was worth more than 100 sloppy ones. Here's how you apply this today. Look at your biggest goal right now. Instead of creating a complex plan with 20 different action steps, identify the single most important activity that moves you toward that goal. For most people trying to build wealth, this might be learning one high-value skill really well. For someone wanting to get fit, this might be establishing one consistent workout routine rather than jumping between different programs every week. The second principle is what samurai called ma, or strategic timing. Samurai didn't fight constantly. They waited for the perfect moment to strike. This drives lazy people crazy because we want results now. But here's the genius part. By waiting for the right moment, samurai could achieve victory with minimal effort. This translates to modern life in powerful ways. Instead of applying to hundreds of jobs randomly, wait and apply strategically to the perfect opportunities when you can craft a compelling application. Instead of posting content constantly and hoping something sticks, study your audience and post when engagement is highest with content that resonates deeply. The lazy person's advantage is that we naturally want to conserve energy. Samurai respected this principle. They knew that explosive action at the right moment was more effective than constant, moderate effort. The trick is developing the awareness to recognize when those perfect moments arrive. Number 3 is the concept of mushin, or the mind without mind. Samurai trained so thoroughly that their responses became automatic. They didn't have to think during battle, they just flowed. For ambitious, lazy people, this means creating systems and habits that run on autopilot. Here's what most people get wrong about habits. They try to force themselves into complicated routines that require constant willpower. Samurai approached training differently. They made their responses so natural that they required no mental effort. You can do the same thing with your ambitious goals. Start by identifying one behavior that directly contributes to your success. Maybe it's writing for 30 minutes every morning, doing 10 push-ups after brushing your teeth, or sending one networking email per day. The key is making it so simple and automatic that you do it without thinking. Once that becomes effortless, add another layer. The fourth samurai principle is what I call selective engagement. Samurai chose their battles carefully. They didn't fight every enemy they encountered. They understood that some conflicts weren't worth their energy, and some could be avoided entirely through strategic positioning. Ambitious, lazy people need to master the art of saying no. Every opportunity seems exciting when you're ambitious, but pursuing everything guarantees you'll accomplish nothing significant. Samurai-like selectivity mean turning down good opportunities to focus on great ones. This also applies to daily distractions. Instead of fighting your phone every time it buzzes, remove the apps that waste your time. Instead of constantly battling the urge to check social media, schedule specific times for it. The samurai way is to eliminate unnecessary battles entirely. The fifth principle is understanding zanshin, or remaining awareness. Even after achieving victory, samurai stayed alert and prepared. They didn't get complacent. For lazy, ambitious people, this means building maintenance systems that keep your progress intact without requiring intense daily effort. Let's say you've built a successful side business. The samurai approach isn't to suddenly stop all marketing and customer service. Instead, you create systems that maintain your business with minimal daily input. You automate what can be automated, delegate what can be delegated, and focus your personal energy only on the decisions that truly require your unique input. This is where most people fail. They work hard to build something, then get lazy about maintaining it and watch it crumble. Samurai understood that true victory required sustainable vigilance, not constant exhaustion. The sixth lesson is the power of kata, or deliberate practice. Samurai repeated basic movements thousands of times until they became second nature. But here's the crucial part. They practiced with complete focus for short, intense sessions rather than going through the motions for hours. This is perfect for lazy people who hate long practice sessions. Instead of trying to write for 4 hours straight, write intensely for 30 minutes with complete focus. Instead of studying for an entire day, do focused study sessions with breaks. The samurai approach values quality over quantity in practice. The final samurai principle that changes everything is understanding that true strength comes from inner discipline, not external force. Samurai didn't rely on motivation or inspiration. They built character and inner strength that sustained them regardless of how they felt on any given day. For ambitious, lazy people, this means accepting that you won't always feel motivated, and that's perfectly fine. Build systems that work even when you don't feel like it. Create environmental supports that make good choices easier than bad ones. The samurai way is to make success inevitable through preparation, not dependent on daily willpower. Here's your action plan. Choose one area of your life where you want to see dramatic improvement. Apply the single strike philosophy by identifying the one action that creates the biggest impact. Use strategic timing by planning when you'll take that action. Create systems that make it automatic through repetitive practice. Be selective about what else you commit to during this period. Build maintenance systems so your progress sticks. And develop the inner discipline to follow through, regardless of how you feel. The beautiful thing about these samurai principles is that they're designed for efficiency, not endless grinding. They respect the fact that sustainable achievement requires working with your natural tendencies, not against them. The samurai understood something that modern productivity culture has forgotten. The goal isn't to be busy, the goal is to be effective. Remember, the greatest samurai weren't the ones who fought the most battles. They were the ones who won the battles that mattered most, often with a single, perfectly timed strike. Your ambitious goals don't require you to transform into some superhuman grinding machine. They require you to think strategically, act decisively, and build systems that compound your efforts over time. Start with one principle, master it, then add another. The samurai path isn't about immediate transformation. It's about steady, strategic progress that leads to extraordinary results. Your ambitious but lazy nature isn't a weakness to overcome. It's a strategic advantage waiting to be properly channeled.